Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back again today with a number of videos where I will be showing you how I trade live and showing some advanced trading tips. This will be my first video. I'm going to show right from the very beginning when I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, right where this vertical line is. What I do is I go through all 21 instruments, and on this day I'm doing my daily trade plan, making it manual. So I'm going to go through every one of the instruments, and I do have them all in alphabetical order. Forex on the top, futures are on the bottom, and I'm just in the process of doing that at this point in time. You must have a daily trade plan or you will fail at trading. So I do the manual one, this one here in Word document, and what I do as I want to run a comparison at every hour, like at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I take a screenshot of my daily trade plan expert advisor so I can run a comparison and I can follow it. And that's this one right here. This is done in real time, and every 30 minutes followed by the 1 hour, followed by every 4 hours. These can change. So over the course of a few hours, it can go from blue bullish trades, and as you just saw right there, depending on the values of the ups and the downs, this reading printout can easily change. Now, just because it says look for bullish trades or bearish trades, it's not written in stone to immediately take the trade when you get a signal on your trading system. Now, I'm only going to be producing this for another month or so, and eventually I'm going to stop making this one because the other one, this one here, I really like it, and this only takes about 10 seconds to load, and the other one takes a minimum at least 30 minutes to put together. Now, once I'm done doing a daily trade plan, and this present time right now is about 6:30 in the morning. So between 6 and 7, I'm putting together the Word document for the daily trade plan. And anytime after 7 o'clock, well, if I happen to see a trade set up in real time, then I can easily take the trade. But doing this video, I want to make sure this is the very first video. Not sure how many there will be. Hoping to do minimum at least around 10 videos so that you can see how I will be trading before the opening bell, which on the futures that is 9:30. Also keep in mind if there's very high impact news on the Forex calendar at Forex Factory at 8:30 for Forex, that can definitely move the futures market. So keep in mind if there's a big movement at 8:30 a.m. New York time because of the Forex high impact news, then the 9:30 movement will be a smaller move. And if the market is not moving a lot at 8:30, then at the opening bell it can certainly move a lot more. So the two time frames to pay attention to will be 8:30 and then again at 9:30. So on this very first day, I'm going to be going through all 21 instruments and put together my daily trade plan. And as I said, if I happen to see a trade set up, what we're looking for is the cycles. Now this is the beginning of the cycle for going up. When it goes from red right here to blue, you gotta have. Just happens for doing this trade plan, I'm using the Heikin Ashi candles and the 3 indicators. Most systems I have, the Heikin Ashi is down at the bottom, the HA bars, and on the top we have the Japanese candlesticks. You got to be able to read the candlestick patterns for making the daily trade plan. As I just pulled up another system that I have here, which by the way I'm introducing as a new system. It's called the Pro Trader, and it has a combination both of the Bollinger Bands, which is right here, the bands set at 20, and then we also, well, as you can clearly see these two green lines, you can see that it's Bollinger Bands, and these dots right here is the MACD. So it's a combination Bollinger Bands and MACD. So it's like two indicators in one. So if you like Bollinger Bands and if you like the MACD, this is a very powerful indicator. And of course, once I get the alert for buying or selling, I do a check on the daily trade plan. And as long as I'm getting and going in the direction of the higher time frames and the direction of the daily trade plan, then I can take the trade. And I will be calling out trades to show you and tell you what I'm thinking about as I'm taking a trade, as I'm looking for a trade, and then as I'm managing the trade, and eventually closing the trade. So now that I'm done producing the daily trade plan, the one on the left here, it is pretty close. I don't know what the percentage is, but almost every one is identical. This preferred, well, I have it covered up here so you can see. Let's see if I can bring this a little bit over. As you can see, preferred is all on these four, same as these four here. So another very important tip, these are all, a lot of these are advanced tips. When it says preferred here, on my manual copy, I have 5 out of the 6 that says either up or down. It'll say preferred. And over here, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Preferred. The one at the bottom might take another very short time for if one of these turn red, like down, and then it'll say preferred. Now keep in mind, by the time it says preferred, it could have moved hundreds of pips on a little bit higher time frame, and it could hit a very strong support or resistance, and it could do a huge pullback, of 100 or more pips. So you definitely have to keep that in mind as you are trading. And as I mentioned earlier, within the daily trade plan and in many videos, it's very important that you keep an eye on the high impact news within the Forex Factory here. And so as far as today goes, September the 19th, there's a bank holiday for the pound, and there's no high impact news for Forex until 9:30 p.m. It's this policy meetings. I'm not sure. Sometimes this can move the markets, and other times it doesn't move a real lot. But this will be 9:30 tonight, New York time. Now another very good tip is that you should have a timer, like to beep every 15 minutes. All my instruments here are on the 15-minute time frame. So what I do is on my cell phone, on the clock, the alarm clock, I have it set to beep every quarter hour. So every 15 minutes I hear this sound. I just make a soft beeping sound like this, and that tells me to go and check all 21 instruments and see if it is ready to take like a trade. And like on this first trade, the Euro Aussie, it is really close to resistance over here, and that is why we're getting a pullback. Now if we get a pullback into this between the two moving averages, I call this the T area. It's spelled the same as T. It's TEA, which stands for Trade Entry Area. So like this would have been perfect to get in right about here. If it comes down to about here, you can get in as long as you see some kind of a small reversal or hesitation candle, and it can go up to here, which is about 25 to 30 pips. So this one is not ready to go yet. And of course, here's from the daily trade plan reminding me to buy. Does qualify for a great way to trade. Everything is looking good. Is just in another cycle. So might be another 30 minutes or even more by the time I'm going to take the trade. Now in the next one here, this Euro CAD, same idea. Doing a slight pullback. If it comes to around here, you want it to break this, which is 20 pips, and up to there is like 34. And now as you can see on the Euro Yen, I was just taking a look at that. It was bearish at one point, especially on my daily trade plan, the one I made. Now it's bullish. And on the Euro Yen, it's struggling at this resistance. It should do a pullback to the moving averages, and the TZ magic indicator down here is suggesting it's going to do some kind of a cycle down. Once it gets around here, you can take the trade either as an aggressive trader, because if you wait until everything lines up, it'll be up here. So the difference between here and there could be 13 pips. And of course, once I establish the fact that I want to be buying from the daily trade plan, as in this Euro New Zealand example, I usually, I do put a line in here at 6 a.m. New York time, and then I pop in an arrow. This reminds me I want to be buying. And with this Pro Trader, we have both a combination of the Bollinger Bands along with these dots that are MACD settings. So if it comes back a little bit, as deep as possible, like this one comes back as close as possible to the goal line. Now you can also keep an eye on the meter here. And the meter is showing that the New Zealand is a bus driver. So I can measure like from here down to there, it's 37 pips, and it could easily come back to this point. At this point, you're going to make a decision. If you pull the trigger to buy now, mainly because the New Zealand is a bus driver, it may not even come back to the moving averages. But you can just kind of keep an eye on it. And once it, obviously wherever you pull the trigger, let's say you pull the trigger at this point, you're just going to go down to the other side or the bottom of this box. That's where your stop should be. And of course 20 pips is definitely big enough, providing you're going to get in the trade about here. If you pull the trigger now, your stop has to be around 35 pips.